The Delph Donkey branch line, owned by the London and North Western Railway. It was opened in 1849 to connect Oldham Greenfield and Delph to the Huddersfield to Manchester line. Passenger services would remain until April 1955, with freight continuing until 1963.
Good morning guys, and I'm back for another explore today in Greater Manchester. Now currently I'm at the site of what was Grotton station, which was one of 9 stations on the old Delph Donkey branch. Now today's main focus on the video will be on the Lydgate Tunnel, which was 1,332 yards in length. Now I'm not sure if it's actually open. Now I believe that the tunnel is slightly beyond where Grotton station was. I'm just stood at the site of Grotton station. There's a little plaque here, or some sort of memorial to show the site of Grotton station. A lot of information about the line. So let's head down here and see what remains of the station here. Now just there is the old station house, but I'm going to try and keep that out of the video too much. So I'm just going to make my way down here. I'm just looking to the left here. You can see what was once a platform, or it looks to be like it was some sort of platform. A lot of vegetation growing over, but you can just see the remains. Looks like a really long one. Closed in the 60s. So that was Grotton station. So I'm going to head up further up the track then, see if I can find Lydgate Tunnel. Now as I head further up to where the tunnel is meant to be, you can still see the platform carries on, so the station would have been a lot bigger than I actually thought. Now we've approached a cutting just here. I'm not sure if that's anything railway related. It's like part of an old fence or stone, something. The platform ends right here. So it headed all the way back that way. Now back this way is where the tunnel is, and that's where Delph, the branch line, would have started that from that side. That way is Oldham. So this would have been going westbound. Now I'm approaching the western end, which, as the train exited the tunnel, it was on like a downward gradient, and I can actually see how kind of slopey the gradient is as the train would have exited. Now, approaching the tunnel on the eastern end, apparently the gradient climb was 1.75, which is quite a gradient. I'm doing pretty well with the tunnel explores lately. Now, as I come closer towards the portal of the tunnel, as you can see here, it's quite a yeah, I'm always up against this, but we'll see. It's quite a boggy approach. Let's see if I can make my way around here. You can see all these retaining walls within the cutting. Now, not the steepest of cuttings. You know, the last 2 tunnels that I've explored, tunnels have been like 70 feet. Looking at this one being about 30, 40. And let's see if we can head further down. Now, as I make my way to the western portal, you can see it's sealed up. However, looks like, oh no, it's not. There is a way in, which that looks like it's, but a lucky explore here. Head into the tunnel. Someone's been camping. And I believe this was masonry brick. It's quite wet. The start of the western portal. Now there is another fence, however it looks like it's open. So I have got a new torch here, which seems a lot better than my old one. I've got my old one with me. Now just as I make my way further into the tunnel, you can see recess hole or refuges, just like any other tunnel, and calcite deposits. Now the tunnel is 1,332 yards in length. Now I think that's the same length as Mapley Tunnel, so this is going to actually break a record of the longest tunnel that I've actually been in. Now, if you have a look, I can just see down there is a slight curve with a fence. So that's looking back at the western portal. Wheelbarrow. Some more calcite deposits. Now just here, you can see, is that some sort of wall bracket? That cable anchor? Well, it looks like there's some light down there now. Is that other explorers or is that just the other portal? I think it's just the other portal. Now, just looking at this here, apparently there were a few repairs. So these repairs here, you can see there's a lot of change. On each side. Masses of soot that built up over the years. But in the current state it's in, I mean, it's not in the worst condition of a tunnel. You know, it's the roof, everything seems intact. You know, other than a few minor repairs, the tunnel's in pretty decent condition. Again, another refuge. Now you can just see the slight curve. Now, I thought there might be some more explorers in the tunnel, but it actually is the light at the eastern portal. So that's looking back the western portal. Yeah, look at that. Now, I think what this is it's the deposit and the colouring coming out of the brick. Now, that's my assumption. You see these in a lot of tunnels where the water drips through and takes the colour out, and it kind of forms this. So I'm assuming that that's kind of the colouring from the brick. Now I've got two torches on now, so I've got a little bit of extra lighting. So let's head on further down the tunnel. Yeah, people have been in here recently. It's like Scooby-Doo. Footprints. some more of that red brick. And as we get further down, it gets a little more damp, so I'm assuming that I might get soaked soon. But yeah, that's the light from the other portal, and it seems quite far away actually. Now as we look back, you can see how it curves. Now I thought this was some old railway, but I've just felt it and it's just made of wood. So I think this is just workers' material. See, we've got a few cones here. Now all the deposits are starting to get worse. You can see the wall, calcite deposits, and it's pretty damp. And just up there you can see some, I think, like metal supports, I think. And it carries on for quite a bit. I'm not going to even step in there. It's like the Red Sea. Now, I'm not sure if they're old railway sleepers or if they're just workers' wood. There's like these wooden beams that kind of continue further down the tunnel. I think potentially these were actually old sleepers because, yeah, some sleepers there. And what I do love about a tunnel is the stalactites. You can see all that. And it does actually continue for quite some distance. I mean, there's a little gap here where there's some rail soot. And then just further down the tunnel, you can just see more. Now, I won't lie, ladies and gents, when you first actually walk into one of these long tunnels, it can be quite daunting. Now, this is actually the longest tunnel I will have ventured by myself, so, you know, it's quite a long one, you know, for a branch line especially. You know, you get these sort of tunnels, we've got these sort of tunnels on a more of a main line. You know, I think this tunnel was, I think this branch line was only about 3-4 miles. And I've still got a fair bit to go. Anyway, let's continue. Now again, more change of the brick. Masonry brick, red brick. I mean, I'm not sure what's under there. I think it's still the red, but it's covered in soot. Another recess, refuge, whatever you want to call it. Well, as we start to get a little further in, like I said, good job my attires quite prepped, you know, with water and mud. Ugh, don't fall over. You can see footprints, people have been in here recently. So that's looking back again at the western entrance. Seems long gone again. Now it seems pretty much straight now, heading towards the eastern portal. Start to get a little wet now. So I've arrived at shaft 1. Now I think there was about 6 shafts, I could be wrong, and they're all capped off. Now look at that. I mean, I'm getting absolutely dripped on, but you can just see up there the cap and how steep. I think, from what I've read, I think this depth is around 100 feet of the shafts. I think they might be all in different heights. I'll have to put the facts in. Let's head on. Another refuge. Is that 54? Is that refuge 54? Come to another refuge, but what's this here? Like, that's stone. I don't know if that's been chiselled away. Looks different to the other. It's like it's had some repairs or some work done to it. As I'm getting closer to the western portal, it's a little drier now, so the water seems to have dimmed a little bit, but probably around just over halfway in. You can see the light from the other portal. We've approached like a drainage system here, as well as a couple of railway sleepers. Let's get a little closer look. Brilliant. It's nice to see that running after so many years. Seems to be getting no closer to that portal. It just seems like forever where you can see it, but it just seems to stand still, and it's like I'm not getting any further. Now these refuge holes, I mean, I've never seen so many different ones in a tunnel. I mean, I wonder if that's just been put in to support the old masonry due to damage potentially, just to keep it supported. Some more wooden beams. I mean, if you were to look from afar, they would look like pieces of old railway, but I think they're made out of wood. Yeah, definitely wooden. Air shaft 2. Now I'm going to be careful because, as you can see, it's quite wet. But if I just get a little glimpse of the shaft, there you go. Like I said, I think the shafts are all different heights, so I'll put the heights in somewhere in the video. I don't think I'm going to stand under there too long. And that's looking back at the entrance. Another refuge, 38. More stalactites. See the deposits on the floor. That's the eastern portal, as you see the light. And I knew someone would have to join me in here. He looks like someone from a cartoon character. Who's that? Leave a comment below if you know who that is. It's not something you'd expect to find in a tunnel. Full moon, half moon. Jaffa cakes. So got like a filled-in refuge just here. Must have been severely damaged. And you always know when the shaft's here because what happens? The water starts dripping down. So we've got air shaft 3. Get under that one. It's not as wet as shaft 2, but you can see there's no light coming from the top. So they're clearly fully capped over. Brick. Large bricks. And there's a lot of soot. Yep. Now I didn't mention, but I think this was built for two trains. More sleepers. And another refuge. Refuge 20. Again, there's some more change in the brick lining. Going back to that red brick. Now, you can hear a lot of water down here, so I'm gonna have to be very careful when I get down. It sounds absolutely like it's throwing it down. It sounds like a torrential rainfall. Now I've got to navigate through this river. Good luck. Yeah, it's not too bad. How is it? Been through worse. If there's nothing fun about these explores, it'd be just the same old, just another tunnel, but another shaft coming up. That's why you can hear the water. So, Department for Transport, Oldham 6, shaft 4. And this one says the worst. Look at that. I'm not even going to stand under there, but yeah. Yeah, pipe. I think that's a more modern drainage system. A lot of water deposits, calcite build up, and that's looking back. So what's in here? So the eastern portal, it's a little more damp, as you can see. The condition. Wet. Look back into the darkness. So I'm at the eastern portal, looking back to the west entrance. You can see the stalactite. I don't even dare touch it. But this tunnel is in absolutely brilliant structure, amazing condition. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head back and I'm going to give you some more footage of the tunnel as I exit.
So I headed back to the western portal. I'm going to leave the video to let you have a look at some of the condition of the tunnel as I headed out. Of something. Might look into that one. But yeah, you can see there's some remains here of something. Signal pole, potentially. And it was time to head back. After a 2-hour walk into either portal. Let me know what you think of the tunnel and the condition that it's in. Take care for now, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.